What's going on, ladies and gents? DJ was here bringing you guys today some more Operator Week with Thunder Spear. What's going on, Thunder?
Not a whole lot. Just finished mowing the lawn.
Dude, you've said that 3 times. It's our third take recording it. Sorry.
Yeah.
So who are we covering today, Thunder?
Today we're covering the Chinese Special Police Unit, or SPU for short.
Excellent, excellent. So to get the formalities out of the way, these are 100% fan-made, so we know that they will not be in Rainbow Six Siege. We also know that what the actual operators are and what the DLC are for the Brazilian Japanese, so you don't need to tell us, blah, blah, blah. If you guys haven't already, there is a vote poll in the first operator video for the Viking as Viking. Make sure you guys go check that out.
Oh my god, he actually did it.
So when you guys check that out, vote on who you want to see for our last operator video that comes out Sunday, and then we'll do that fancy stuff. So without further ado, I'm gonna mute my mic. Thunder, take it away.
All right, I'm still in a slight state of shock here, but let's see if we can get this going. So as we mentioned, today we're going to be covering the Chinese Special Police Unit, and for their weapons we have the QSZ-92, the QBZ-95, the Type 81, the Armcell Striker, and the CF-05. So, moving on into the operators, we have Kui with 2 armor and 2 speed. Kui is a diversionary attacker in that he has a special drone that can emit various sounds. These sounds are toggled by hitting the interact button. For us on Xbox, that would be the X button. And his sound include a walking shield user, deploying a breach charge, gunfire, or detonating a breach charge and a triggered thermite charge, so namely the that. And though Kui has a state-of-the-art prosthetic leg, as he was injured previously, he's still a very dangerous operator, and he's one of the most elite members of the SPU, even with his handicap. Moving on, we have Ru with 1 armor and 3 speed, and Ru is probably my favorite out of this bunch. So, Ru is a defender who places decoys. These decoys depict himself aiming in the direction opposite of deployment, so when he deploys it, it's looking directly back at him. So this allows it to face out of corners or face doors, which will deceive attackers breaking into the room, so they attack the decoy. It'll cause them to waste ammo or even devote attention to keeping him into account. It's very realistic. It looks pretty much exactly like an actual operator, but it can only be discerned by the round plate at its base, which holds it up. But the thing is, the plate and the decoy have separate health gauges. So if you destroy the plate, the decoy goes down as well. But if you just straight up shoot the decoy, Ru can then fool the attackers by standing in place of a destroyed decoy. Namely, he takes its place and it's actually him. So as long as the plate isn't targeted, it'll remain in place, and it'll stay there so you can stand on it. He'll remain pretty much entirely still and focused, so he'll only move when he wants to move. And the decoys, they'll change reticle color, they'll show the name and the icon, and it's pretty much impossible to discern him if you're not looking at the round plate at the bottom. Next up, we have Tiguai with 2 armor and 2 speed. And Tiguai is an attacker, sorry if I pronounced that horribly, named after the Immortal of Water. He has splash grenades, which, while they would not seem effective, they'll distort and partially block the vision of anyone caught in its radius, as they they basically shoot water in a few different directions, and it'll cover up part of their vision. Aiming is still possible, but it's going to be a little more difficult because it'll distort little spots on your aim. And it's a great follow-up to a breach, because the the attackers most likely won't be able to aim through a breach and the smoke from the breach. The grenades aren't unstoppable because they can still fire in your general direction because they can see your distorted silhouette. And as I mentioned before, he is a defender. Next up, we have Swarm with 2 armor and 2 speed. Swarm is equipped with a modernized version of the Nest of Bees weapon used by ancient Chinese warriors. Instead of arrows, though, this weapon essentially functions somewhat like Queen in the fact that it's a single shot, kind of like a shotgun that fires explosive projectiles. He carries 2 of them and can be fired at the pull of a trigger. It's not entirely accurate. It's slightly less so than a shotgun fired from the hip, but direct impacts will deal a good amount of damage. It does fire 20 pellets in a burst, and it should take out a shield user if 13 of the pellets hit. So you got to be pretty close for it to work effectively, but it's really good at suppressing people or spreading out damage. Direct impacts will deal about 10 damage apiece regardless of the armor level, which is why 13 of them will take out a shield user. Next up, we have my close second favorite, Sync, with 2 armor and 2 speed. And Sync comes equipped with 3 special breaching charges. While these charges are a little bit smaller, they are linked up to the same detonator, which allows Sync to detonate all 3 charges simultaneously. With coordination, this can lead up to 8 breaches between himself, Thermite, and Ash alone. And if you combine this with Fuse, the enemy's going to be begging for mercy before you even enter the room. Additionally, he can assume control over any breaching charges that were placed by his teammates before their death. So let's say somebody sets up a charge on the wall, and then they end up getting taken out. When he detonates his breaching charge, it'll also detonate that one. They must be deceased for it to take effect, so you can't have them incapped and go, hey, I'm going to detonate your breach charge. It won't work. And this can allow him to destroy an extra wall or 2 during a breach. However, cluster charges are not influenced by Sync. He cannot take those over. And next up, we have Archer with 2 armor and 2 speed. Those of you who know the new Brazilian operators, this is going to sound a little similar. And basically, Archer has a repeating crossbow as her primary weapon, which can also have a camera attached to some of her arrows. This allows her to shoot an arrow under a door or through a window, and it'll spot defenders in the area, basically acting like Valkyrie if you have a shootable weapon. It has 3 bolts to a magazine, and it'll go right through all but the toughest armor, basically Rook's armor bonus for level 1 or 2 targets and level 3 targets in one shot, so basically it'll incap anything level 2 or below. Archer is very effective at taking on lightly armored targets, such as the SAS, because they normally have only 2 armor, Pulse, and GSG-9. And do note that these shots are injures, not kills. Her reload speed is pretty substantial, about 4.5 seconds, but she can fire all 3 shots in a little over 3. She uses a lever on the side of the bow to pull the string back, as well as load and notch the next bolts. That's basically how it works. But she can basically fire camera arrows under a door to give you a little bit of recon, and then the rest of the team can follow up. And that is all for the Chinese SPU. Moose, what are your opinions on them?
I didn't know Super Soaker was sponsoring our video for a water grenade. What? Like, a water grenade? I mean, so...
Yeah, I know.
So, since this is an ability, are we talking this thing's gonna be like... I'm interested. I really am. So, what if, like, this water grenade also made, like, the floors... I don't know where to go. This is definitely an interesting operator. So, what does it do? Does it just, like, really disorientate your vision for a long time?
Yeah. So like, if you've ever been, like, wearing goggles or something and you've got, like, a bunch of drops of water on it...
Yeah.
How, like, everything looks kind of distorted a little bit? It's kind of like that.
Gotcha. So it almost kind of make it look a little foggy, watery, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now this is gonna last longer than a flashbang because this is an ability. Am I right?
Yeah. It lasts for about 10 seconds.
Now, does this operator happen to get a flashbang? He's offensive,
defense.
right? Oh, he's he's defensive. Yeah. Oh, I didn't catch that.
So you can follow, you can have that, and then all of a sudden you just see him poke out a little bit, throw a nitro cell, and you just see this gray blob just floating towards you.
Wow, that's really interesting. That's definitely a person that I feel... Now, what if does this water grenade also get rid of, say, some HUD features, like if you're looking at a friendly or something? Like this...
I think that would actually probably be a good...
So, like, you know, say I'm upset... Okay, so everyone picture this. We're on the Russian cafe map, and I'm at the top of a set of stairs, and I throw a water grenade down and it hits an Ash, but to say there's a thermite in front of her, and she sees thermite, but he's all blurred out, she won't have an outline or indication that's friendly, correct?
Correct.
Ooh, I kind of like it. It'd be interesting. Definitely a very interesting operator. I like the idea of it. So, I think that's going to wrap up today's Chinese video. Thank you once again. Chinese video. Fuck. Chinese operator video. Like, everything... I don't know, why'd that feel weird saying that? Anyways, so that's going to wrap it up today. Thank you, Thunderspear, once again for your amazing ideas. We'll be back tomorrow with some more operators. I literally don't remember what day we're on at this point in our time of recording.
Who knows?
Who knows? If you guys haven't already, go back to the first. Make sure you guys watch all of Operator Week. It's very important. Because the first video for a Viking S Vite, as I said before, has the straw poll in it, so you guys can go ahead and check that out. Vote on who you want to be the last CTU that we cover for Operator Week. I think it'll be a good time. I think the Dutch are on the lead right now. So yeah. So without further ado, I'm Dangerous, and we'll see you, Sexy Beast, next episode. Peace.
Peace.